Electric, together with their incredible partners, next, Harbour Air, brought together the expertise in aviation, maintenance, and electric propulsion systems to begin the process of retrofitting a DHC-2 Beaver and converting its engine to a 750 horsepower all-electric motor. In less than 10 months, the team created the blueprint, built it, plane, and successfully flew it. The aircraft is currently undergoing the certification and approval process with the FAA and Transport Canada. Over the next couple of years, Harbour Air will continue testing and doing operations on the path to certify the aircraft for passenger flight. The Radial Plus Magnet 650 motor is a direct drive unit, so no production gear is required. Shaft RPM is 1900 to 2300 RPM. Cooling is required for the powered electronics and the motor itself, and Magna X came up with a clever way to provide liquid cooling without using any exotic hard-to-source chemicals. It only took 9 months for this original Beaver to be converted from piston power to electric propulsion. That's a feat of engineering that combines classic aviation with cutting-edge technology. Gone is that original, lovely Pratt & Whitney radial engine replaced by a high-performance Magna X 500 electric motor, again producing up to 750 horsepower. However, it has been derated to 450 horsepower. That matches the original performance envelope for the Beaver, preserving its original flight characteristics. Spinning up front of the aircraft is a 4-blade hard-cell composite propeller, turning smoothly at just 1900 RPM for takeoff, 1400 RPM for cruise. Quiet, clean, and efficient. This has reduced the noise by about 20 dB on average across all phases of flight. There he comes, right down the shoreline, bit of a topside pass, and again, I want you to notice how quiet this airplane is. Did you hear it? Powering the aircraft is a state-of-the-art 800-volt DC battery system supplied by EP Systems with a total capacity of 158 kilowatt hours. That's the equivalent to about 2 electric cars worth of batteries that are on board. It gives the eBeaver current endurance of about 30 minutes of flight, plus 30 minutes reserve. While this may seem rather short, it's actually perfect for short-haul island hopping and commuter flights here on the West Coast. And as battery technology continues to evolve, future certified aircraft are, of course, expected to fly for well over an hour on a single charge. Today's flight is more than just a demonstration. It's a glimpse into the future of sustainable aviation. Okay, once again, he's coming in from the left. I am going to flight down. Again, just listen how quiet. Slow flight demonstration.
My husband and I came over to the island for a weekend. He's just sitting up front. So, really old guys. Plane land.
Now, friends, I've always been a fan of the de Havilland Beaver. I've always said if I ever won the really big lottery, it's a Beaver on amphibious floats. Might have to be an eBeaver on amphibious floats one day if that big lottery ever comes through. I guess it would help if I started buying some lottery tickets.
Oh yeah. How long does it take you to get
Again, today's flight more than just a demonstration. It's a glimpse into the future of sustainable aviation, showing you how we can reduce emissions, noise, and operating costs while still preserving the utility and the charm of this classic aircraft. Let's give a warm round of applause for this groundbreaking aircraft as they come by, and the team behind the eBeaver, pioneers at the leading edge of electric flight.
Stayed at the Hotel Vancouver, so it's just like grab your bag, walk to
Give you a little more about the specifications of the aircraft. The standard range batteries can carry the aircraft can carry 6 people, extended range down to 4. Standard range is 82 kilometers, extended range of 130 kilometers. And as we were mentioning, endurance with reserves 60 minutes standard, 74 minutes extended. And charge time is only a half an hour. So really, that's pretty darn quick for an electric system. Climb performance uses about 6.7%, 14% on the eBeaver. Time to climb, time to take off on the regular Beaver, about 40 seconds to get off the ground. With the eBeaver, 27 seconds. It just shows you how efficient the aircraft is. And again, this is the big thing with the classic Beaver. This is Mark 1 Beaver, 99 dB of noise at maximum takeoff power. 78.2 dB is if you hear it going by right now. I think they got incredibly quiet. I know somehow the waterfront at the Canada Place would sound so different than it does now with the classic Beaver, and I know we got the turbo Beaver as well, but still get that sound. What a difference it would be with the eBeaver. Noise at cruise on the classic Beaver is 81.6 dB. It's only 58.9 in the eBeaver. Let me tell you a little about Harbour Air. Harbour Air is North America's largest seaplane airline and the world's first commercial airline flying a prototype electric aircraft. The company's international seaplane service is a quintessential West Coast experience. 45 aircraft. Harbour Air offers up to 300 daily scheduled flights, scenic tours, adventure packages, and private flights. With 12 plus scheduled destinations connecting downtown Vancouver, Victoria, Seattle, Nanaimo, Tofino, Whistler, YVR, Victoria International, Seychelles, Salt Spring Island, Owl River, Pathé, and Comox. Harbour Air transport about 500,000 passengers every year. And a little about Magna X. They're headquartered in Everett, Washington. Magna X is leading in an era of sustainable aviation. Magna X has developed a family of electric propulsion units, or EPUs, and energy storage systems, ESS, for commercial aviation. With the industry's highest energy density batteries and unparalleled electric engine performance, Magna X is leading the aviation industry into a sustainable future. Magna X is a subsidiary of the Claremont Group, International Business Group headquarters in Singapore. If you'd like more information, simply go to www.magnax.aero. And I'm pretty sure that the cockpit is a little different on this aircraft too, because in the classic Beaver you got the mixture, you got the throttle, you got the throttle. This simply has a throttle, if you even call it that.
An on-off switch.
On-off switch. Oh, probably a little more than that.
Folks, they've got a second eBeaver here on static display, and if you're over there in the static display area, if you have a chance to do so, I invite you to stop by the Harbour Air display. They've got the cowlings opened up. And unlike the old piston Beaver, this electric motor takes very, very little space. There's actually a lot of open air underneath the cowling there. Talk about looking at the future of aviation, and I know Harbour Air is absolutely dedicated to trying to lower, if not eliminate, their carbon footprint as much as they possibly can. We get to look at the future. I don't know, folks, if you saw it, but sneaking down the runway, taxiing out to a position where our warbirds from the 1930s and 40s. Talk about a good contrast between where we're at in aviation today and where we're going from, and comparing it to where it came from.
Well, you consider too the original Beavers to come out in the 46, 47, something like that. And still flying, just like the warbirds you're going to see in a few minutes. And they're still making money with the DHC-2 Beaver. The audience of Twin Bombers, of course, still making, these ones are still being built by
I think with a little
and
cage
and the just incredible how these airplanes.
I heard that it was actually pretty loud.
Well, those great big radio engines that it had, yeah, they parked pretty good.
You know, I'm mentioning the Buffalo. We've got its replacement on static display, the Kingfisher. Just achieved operational status for the Royal Canadian Air Force. I'd like you to check that airplane out. I believe it's located at the northern end of the static display ramp.
Yes, it is. You can see it from here.
I was just informed by Jim Reith that it might be a very good chance that we'll see the Kingfisher fly after the Canadian Forces Snowbirds.
Ah, okay.
So we'll look forward to that.
And we see the eBeaver. Some 360s out there, give you a good view of the aircraft on the ground. And again, such the classic lines of the Harbour Beaver is one of my all-time favorite airplanes.
I would take mine out to show you.
Now, Roy, a quick question here. I took the liberty of helping myself to one of these F-35 hats, and I just wanted to make sure that I was allowed to actually take one.
You're allowed.
Good, because I'm wearing it already.
Okay, because I'm going to steal one as well.
Thanks again to Billy Flynn for coming up here, talking to us a little bit about the F-35 and very, yes.
Nice.